Elara, known throughout the kingdom of Viridia as the Song Weaver, wasn't your typical bard. She wasn't just a storyteller, she was a seer, her melodies woven with threads of future possibilities. Her voice, imbued with an ancient magic passed down through generations of her family, could reveal glimpses of what was to come, guiding kings and commoners alike. However, the future was never set in stone, and Elara's visions were often veiled in metaphor, requiring careful interpretation. A responsibility. The neighboring kingdom of Solara, a desert nation renowned for its formidable warriors and mastery of sun-based magic, had been encroaching on Viridian territory for months, claiming ancestral rights to lands that had been Viridian for centuries. King Alaric, a stern but just ruler, had relied on Elara's counsel in the past, but her recent songs had been troubling. They spoke of betrayal, bloodshed, and a darkness that threatened to engulf both kingdoms. Driven by a desperate hope to find a solution, Elara embarked on a perilous journey to the forgotten Temple of Lyra, a place whispered about in hushed tones. The temple lay hidden deep within the Whispering Woods, a place avoided by most, said to be haunted by spirits and guarded by ancient, unseen forces. Accompanied by Sir Kalin, a loyal knight sworn to protect her, and Maeve, a cunning rogue with the knowledge of forgotten paths and hidden passages, Elara ventured into the woods. Kalin, with his stoic demeanor and unwavering loyalty, was a bulwark against the dangers that lurked in the shadows. Maeve, with her sharp wit and even sharper knives, provided a necessary edge, navigating the treacherous terrain and outsmarting the creatures that roamed the forest. They faced monstrous spiders that spun webs of illusion, deceptive sprites that led travelers astray, and packs of ravenous wolves driven mad by the forest's strange energies. Maeve's knowledge of the woods proved invaluable, guiding them through hidden paths and warning them of impending dangers. Kalin's strength and skill with a sword kept them safe from the physical threats, while Elara's songs helped them navigate the more mystical obstacles, calming restless spirits and dispelling illusions. It was a magnificent structure half swallowed by the earth, its stone walls covered in moss and vines. Ancient carvings depicting scenes of harmony and conflict adorned its facade, hinting at the secrets held within. As they stepped inside, a palpable sense of ancient power washed over them, silencing the whispers of the forest outside. The temple's interior was a labyrinth of corridors and chambers, filled with intricate carvings and forgotten artifacts. Elara felt a strange pull, a resonance with the place that stirred her magic. Her song spoke of the ancient pact, of two kingdoms united by a shared purpose, and of the betrayal that had shattered their alliance. Suddenly, as she reached the climax of her song, the temple began to tremble. A blinding light erupted from the center of the main chamber, engulfing Elara and her companions. When the light subsided, they found themselves in a different place, a world that was both familiar and utterly alien. This new reality mirrored Viridia in many ways, but with subtle yet significant differences. The people they encountered were Viridian, yet their faces were hardened, their eyes filled with a grim determination that Elara had never seen before. They were in Viridia, but not the Viridia she knew. They soon learned that in this alternate reality, the war with Solara had long since begun, and Viridia was losing. King Alaric, in this reality a ruthless tyrant, had sacrificed countless lives in his desperate attempt to hold on to power. The land was ravaged by war, the people were oppressed, and hope seemed to have vanished entirely. Lyra explained that in this reality, Elara had never discovered her true power, never become the song weaver who could guide the kingdom. As a result, Viridia had fallen into darkness. Lyra believed that Elara's arrival was a sign, a chance to change the course of history. She pleaded with Elara to use her power to inspire the people, to give them hope, and to help them overthrow King Alaric. Elara, overwhelmed by the devastation she witnessed and the responsibility placed upon her, reluctantly agreed. His martial skills were in high demand among the rebels, and he became a key strategist in their fight against the tyrannical King Maeve, with her knack for infiltration and subterfuge, proved invaluable in gathering intelligence and sabotaging the king's forces. As Alara began to sing for the rebels, her songs of hope and resilience resonated with the oppressed people of Viridia. Her voice, imbued with the magic of her own reality, ignited a spark of defiance in their hearts. The rebellion grew stronger, attracting more and more followers, until it became a formidable force capable of challenging King Alaric's rule. King Alaric, alerted to the growing rebellion and the mysterious songweaver who was fueling it, dispatched his most trusted general, a formidable warrior named Commander Theron, to crush the rebellion and capture Alara. Theron was a ruthless and cunning adversary, a master strategist who had won countless battles for King Alaric. He was also a skilled sorcerer, capable of wielding dark magic that threatened to overwhelm Alara and her companions. The conflict between the rebellion and the king's forces escalated into a full-scale war. Alara, Kaelin, and Maiev fought alongside the rebels, their skills and courage inspiring those around them. During one particularly fierce battle, Alara found herself face-to-face with Commander Theron. He unleashed a barrage of dark magic, attempting to corrupt her magic and turn her against the rebels. Alara, drawing upon the strength of her ancestors and the hope of the people, countered with her own magic, weaving a song of light and protection that shielded her and her companions from Theron's attacks. Finally, Alara realized that the only way to defeat Theron was to confront him in a magical duel, a battle of wills that would test the limits of their power. She challenged him to a duel, and Theron, confident in his own abilities, accepted. The duel took place in the heart of the ruined capital, under the watchful eyes of the remaining rebels and the king's soldiers. Alara and Theron faced each other, their eyes locked in a fierce gaze. The air crackled with energy as they prepared to unleash their magic. She countered with her own magic, weaving a song of light and protection that deflected his attacks. The battle raged on, the two mages exchanging spells and incantations, the ground trembling beneath their feet. As the duel reached its climax, Alara realized that she couldn't defeat Theron with brute force. She needed to use her magic in a different way, to exploit his weaknesses and turn his own power against him. She began to sing a song of truth, a melody that revealed Theron's deepest fears and insecurities. Seeing his opportunity, Alara unleashed a final surge of magic, weaving a spell of binding that ensnared Theron and stripped him of his power. With Theron defeated, the king's forces lost their will to fight, and the rebellion quickly gained the upper hand. King Alaric, realizing that his reign was over, attempted to flee the capital. However, he was intercepted by Lyra, who challenged him to a duel. The two faced each other, their eyes filled with hatred and resentment. After a fierce battle, Lyra defeated Alaric but spared his life, choosing to imprison him instead of executing him. Lyra was crowned queen, and she began the long and arduous task of rebuilding Viridia. She appointed Kaelin as her chief advisor and Maiev as her head of intelligence, recognizing their invaluable contributions to the rebellion. As for Alara, her mission in this alternate reality was complete. She had inspired the people, helped them overthrow a tyrannical ruler, and given them hope for a brighter future. But she longed to return to her own Viridia, to prevent the war with Solara from ever happening. As they stood in the temple's main chamber, Alara began to sing again, her voice echoing through the ancient halls. She sang of the ancient pact between Viridia and Solara, of the importance of understanding and cooperation, and of the dangers of greed and ambition. As she sang, the temple began to tremble once more, and a blinding light engulfed them. When the light subsided, they found themselves back in their own Viridia, standing in the forgotten temple of Lyra. The experience in the alternate reality had changed them all. Kaelin had learned the importance of adaptability and the power of hope, and Maeve had discovered a hidden strength and a newfound sense of purpose. Alara returned to King Alaric and shared her visions of the alternate reality, warning him of the dangers of war and the importance of seeking a peaceful resolution with Solara. King Alaric, shaken by Alara's account and inspired by her courage, agreed to negotiate with the Solarian king. After months of negotiations, a new pact was forged between Viridia and Solara, a pact based on mutual respect and cooperation. Alara, the song weaver, continued to guide Viridia with her wisdom and her songs, ensuring that the kingdom remained true to its values and that the darkness she had witnessed in the alternate reality never took root in her own world. And though the memories of their journey to the Forgotten Temple and their experiences in the alternate reality would forever remain with them, Alara, Kaelin, and Maeve knew that they had made a difference, that they had saved not just one kingdom, but two, from the brink of destruction,